Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Ukraine says it has recaptured ground in Bakhmut, a rare advance after months of grinding Russian gains in the eastern city. This Ukrainian footage apparently showing drone attacks on Russian forces in the city. Ukraine's Deputy Defense Minister said Ukrainian forces have advanced 2 kilometers in a week. The claims signal a momentum shift in Bakhmut, but more widely there is no clear evidence of the much-anticipated Ukrainian counter-offensive. Russia has denied reports of Ukrainian gains after claims from both sides. Pakistan's ex-Prime Minister Imran Khan has been freed from custody a day after the Supreme Court ruled his dramatic arrest on corruption charges was illegal. Here's seen smiling as he walked free from court earlier. Judges granted Mr. Khan protected bail, meaning he can't be re-arrested on those charges for at least 2 weeks. His supporters celebrated the news on the streets. The 70-year-old's arrest escalated tensions between him and the military. Many analysts believe Mr. Khan's election win in 2018 happened with the help of the military, but that he later fell out with the army. Israel's military says it has resumed striking targets in the Gaza Strip, which they said belonged to the Islamic Jihad militant group. Earlier, sirens went off outside Jerusalem, warning of incoming rocket fire for the first time since fighting between Israel and Palestinian militants in the Gaza Strip intensified this week. It comes as Gazans buried a Palestinian militant who was killed by Israeli forces during the fighting between Israel and Gaza. Finance leaders of the Group of 7 nations and their counterparts from guest countries have gathered for a family photo in the Japanese city of Niigata. Japanese Finance Minister Shinichi Suzuki and Bank of Japan Governor Kazuo Ueda sat side by side during the outdoor photo session with US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, seen waving to photographers alongside other finance leaders. China is much on the minds of the G7 group, with current G7 chair Japan leading fresh efforts to diversify supply chains and reduce their heavy reliance on Beijing.
This is a challenging time for the global economy. It's coming off a long period of artificially low interest rates. As those interest rates normalize, it puts stresses on various parts of the world economy. That might be duration mismatches that show up in the banking system. It also means investments that looked like they were a good idea under one interest rate environment that aren't such a good idea now. So all of that takes time to sort out. As we look forward, we're worried that there's not enough investment taking place to really create future growth.
Around 60,000 people are waiting to cross into the US from Mexico, that's according to officials, after a pandemic-era border policy expired on Friday. The policy known as Title 42 allowed the US to swiftly deport people without an asylum hearing, using the coronavirus pandemic as justification. It ended overnight after 3 years, along with the country's national COVID-19 health emergency. President Joe Biden has announced new rules to replace it. Rescue workers are still searching for the missing in the East Democratic Republic of Congo. Here, Red Cross workers digging for bodies in the mud. It's after huge floods killed more than 400 people, a number expected to rise greatly. More than 5,000 people are still missing. And the last 10 acts who get to perform in the Eurovision Song Contest Grand Final have been selected at the second semi-final in Liverpool.
Let the Eurovision Song Contest second semi-final begin!
Armenia, Estonia, Cyprus, Belgium, Poland, Slovenia, Austria, Albania, Lithuania and Australia were all voted through by viewers to the final on Saturday. They joined 10 qualifiers from the first semi-final, 2022 winner Ukraine and the Big Five countries Britain, France, Germany, Italy and Spain. In a change to recent years, the semi-finals were decided only by viewer votes without any jury input. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.